Hello, friends. This is Sarah Noel Block, founder of Tiny Marketing, and this is Marketing a Tiny Bit Smarter, where we give you actionable advice. I stumble over that word every single week that you can implement today. So today I'll be talking about how you can increase your list through guest blogging, which is super effective. A lot of my list has been built through guest blogging and webinars. So I've already done a show on webinars, but I will dig deeper into how to generate leads through webinars. But today we're talking about guest blogging. So let's stay focused. Quit distracting me, people. All right, first I'm going to talk about from the very beginning. How do you land guest blogging opportunities? You can't build your list through guest blogging unless you're actually doing it. So I have 4 bullets of how you can get started doing that. First, read the publication that you're trying to pitch and reach out to the editor directly. Give them some article ideas that you think would be helpful for their publication and start that relationship that way. Second, write an article with a few great quotes from influencers. Whatever industry you're in, gather quotes from influencers within that industry that publication that audience would appeal to. And before publishing it on your own site, reach out to relevant publications and pitch to them first. Tell them you have this really great article and you were able to get some quotes from influencer A, B, and C, and you wanted to reach out to them first to see if they were interested in publishing it. Third, write an article about something that very few people have access to. Let's say you have access to a report or survey results or an event or an exclusive interview. Pitch to editors before releasing it, but write an article on that thing that you have access to that not a lot of people do. And write the article and then pitch it to publications. And if no one's a taker, you can always put it on your blog and get leads that way. But you get a bigger audience when you guest post. And fourth, follow the editors of your favorite publications that you want to be on and start to build a relationship with them. Go to the social media platforms that they like and reach out to them, comment on their articles, be open, build that relationship, and when you're ready, pitch them. Your relationship is already warm and it's a good time to do that. All right, I'm going to remove that one. Next up is, what types of lead gens do you use for guest publications? So I actually wrote an article about this not that long ago about micro content upgrades. I'm going to share my screen. We did a video on it, but we also wrote a blog. So let's check it out. What you will want to do is create these tiny little content upgrades that don't take a lot of time, but add a lot of value to what you're writing. So I'm going to dig into it. First is share templates as your gated resources. Whatever you're writing about, you probably need a template or a swipe file in order to do it well and fast. So gate that and share it. 2, create worksheets from your blog post. So it's kind of like a value add, something that has been added on to the valuable content you've already created, but now you make it more actionable. Someone can take that worksheet and implement what it is you're teaching in that blog. Gate it. 3, bundle your content on a single topic. Let's say you're writing about generating leads through LinkedIn, and you happen to have other blogs related to it on your own website. You have videos, you might have a slide deck that people can use. Bundle it all into one folder and provide access to that. Gate it, of course, but bundling that content on a single topic is super valuable and could be helpful. And then last, I would say any guides that you might have. Let's go back to that LinkedIn lead generation. And you have written a guide on how, from beginning to end, how to generate leads through LinkedIn. Provide that guide, gate it, and make it easily available within that guest post. Now, you might be wondering, how do you actually link to that lead gen without ruining your relationship with the editor? You've already worked hard to get into this publication, but you don't want to ruin that relationship. You want the opportunity to guest post with them again. So what do? One, you can, let me switch that. How do I incorporate leads into a guest blog? So you can link to it within the text of the blog, just anywhere within that copy of that article, and link to it there. It's not super intrusive. It's a value add. Two, you can add it in your bio. If a publisher or an editor is anti-lead gen, they don't want you linking to anything that is gated, then they will allow you to have a bio though. So instead of using your website as your website link, instead link to that lead gen in your bio. And then last, if the publisher is cool with it, add a CTA into that blog post where, hey, you're writing about lead generation through LinkedIn and you have that guide available at the end of it. Add a CTA, download my in-depth guide right there. If the publisher has any issues with it, maybe they'd be interested if you can work together on that lead gen. You co-create it. They get a logo in there, and you both share the leads. That's a possibility too. So, just to reiterate what we've talked about today, land those guest spots in strategic publications, ones where your audience are. 2, what types of lead gen should you be using? Quick ones, use micro content upgrades, and you know how to learn how to do that because I have a video and a blog about it. And last, how do you incorporate those lead gens in a guest post without ruining that relationship with a publisher? You can either link to it within the text, add it to your bio, or add a CTA. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's a little solo show, so we're not going to be as long as usual, but I just want to close up and say thank you for joining me. And as a reminder, you can work with me in a few different ways. I work with small B2Bs as a virtual marketing director, running everything for you. And you can join my live streams as a guest. Just go to sarahnoelblock.com/livestream. Last, you can join my monthly marketing challenges where you learn a new skill and implement it within 4 weeks. Go to sarahnoelblock.com/challenge to get notified when those begin. See you next week when I have a special guest, Brian Minnick from Zero Bounce. I'm super excited to talk to him, and we're going to learn a ton about email marketing from him. Thank you.